Welcome to the Rich TV Live podcast. Today we're going to talk about the biggest trending stocks and crypto, the biggest news, everything that's going on. I also want to bring your attention to NBM, Neo Battery Materials, NBM in Canada, NBMFF in America. Stay tuned. Just an interview today with the head of strategy and operations, Danny Huh, Class Act. And that video will be going out soon, and some big updates with Neo Battery Materials, a company that's been a huge success already in 2023, been up a lot, done extremely well, creating super power engines for electric vehicles, super batteries for electric vehicles, which I believe is going to be an enormous growing industry. So what I want to do today is we're going to talk about what is happening in the markets. We're going to talk about some of the hottest stocks. We'll talk about Bitcoin and what's going on with crypto. We'll talk about anything that you guys want to talk about. If you have any questions, please put it in the chat. I'll do my best to answer your questions. And we are streaming everywhere, and I mean everywhere right now. So let's take a look at some of the charts. Let's go. Here we go. All right, and we'll be using TradingView to look at the charts. So this is our TradingView. As you can see, this is our TradingView, and this is one of the top stocks of the day. So this is Pali, P-A-L-I is the symbol, and they are having a monster day. You can see here, Pali is up 136% of the day. If you look at the 5-day chart, you can see the huge spike today. And you can also see my indicators that I built in here. The red means sell, the blue means buy, and we had a nice blue buy signal. And you can see here, it shot up right here. Here's the blue buy signal, and it shot up, so the indicator was correct. And it's been really choppy since then. So I always say, like, once a stock is already up this much, really difficult to decide whether or not you want to get in now when it's already up 135%. But what happened yesterday was there was a stock called Verb that did the same thing. It shot up, traded sideways all day, and then right at the end of the day, it exploded up another 200% at the end of the day. So it's going to be very interesting to see if Pali does the same thing. But you can see it shot up, it's consolidating for most of the day, and it's going to be interesting to see if it does another big move right at the end of the day, like we saw with Verb yesterday. Now, this is why we don't like to chase green, because after Verb made its big move yesterday, what do you think it did today? It's gone down. We'll take a look at Verb. But you can see right here, Verb is down 28%. So we had a huge move yesterday in Verb, huge move in Verb, where it made all this price action and all this upward movement, and then retrace down 28%. This is precisely why I always like to tell you, be very careful with chasing momentum. And if you do chase momentum, you have to be extremely disciplined with stop losses. You should have a stop loss, typically no more than 5 to 10% down, and a take profit so you know exactly at what price you're willing to sell for a gain and what price you're willing to sell for a loss. I think it's very important. I think it's vital if you want to be a successful trader that you use stop losses and you know exactly what price you want to buy at and exactly what price you're willing to sell at if you plan to have success, okay? So this is Verb. It was the biggest winner of the day yesterday, down 28% today. Here's DBGI, another big player yesterday. You can see they had this big move up and then retrace. So chasing green looks easy and it looks fun and it looks like a great way to make money, but it typically doesn't end well. Have you ever heard of the saying, holding the bags? That's typically what happens to investors that chase green. They get stuck holding the bag. So please, if you do chase green, proceed with caution. Here's another one of the big players of the day. I did alert this to all of our members pre-market. They were up 18%. And then once the market opened, they shot up now 109%. And you can see my indicator gave us the buy signal here. It went up. Great buy signal on the indicator. They called it perfectly. And then the signal to sell. So if you're buying now up 109% when the signal is saying sell, you're probably going to get stuck holding the bag. So great indicators that I've built in here to my trading view. And you can see they gave us the buy signal, the blue buy signal here, which was a great signal. And now they're giving us the signal to sell. So if you're buying now, you're buying in a sell zone. So please proceed with caution. Don't just go out there and chase momentum, because it typically doesn't end well when you do that. And we don't want you to get stuck holding the bag. That's the last thing we want to do here, is have you get stuck holding the bag, okay? We want you to buy low and sell high, not buy high and sell low, which unfortunately most investors do. And that's why 95% of investors lose, because they get caught buying something that's already too high, or they get caught buying something that's going down but is going to continue to go down. So you want to be able to really get to know what's going on with these companies, read their news, understand their financials, understand their share structure, understand their cash flow, debt to equity ratios, their management team. You need to really know everything about these companies. And the more you know about these companies, the bigger chance of success you will have when you make an investment. So MBSE, nice move today, up 106%, but I'd be careful. Well, as I speak, Pally is now taking off. You could see now up 153%. So it seems like these sideways consolidations are setting up for launch pads, and that's what's looking like Pally is doing today. Pally did have some big news today, so I kind of like Pally right now on their news. So get to know the news, but they did have a really big news today, and I think it's one of the reasons why this stock is having a really big day. Here's MRIN, another company that had a big move pre-market, had a nice move, and is up 50% on the day. And you can see my indicator said to buy here at 47 cents. It went to almost 80 cents and started to sell off, at which point my indicators told us to sell, and then it didn't retrace. And now the indicators are telling us to buy again. So please be careful. It's up 50% on the day. I'm not going to tell you to go and buy it, but it's definitely one that right now I think you need to put on your radar and put on your watch list. It is definitely hot and heating up, and you need to be aware of anything that is hot in the marketplace. So I must remind you guys, all of you, that Rich TV Live is strictly for information and education purposes. Please do your due diligence, do your research before you invest in anything we talk about or discuss. Remember, past performance is not always an indication of future results. And at Rich TV, we can navigate the markets together, conquer market labyrinths, savvy insights, and dynamic chats. The US dollar has actually been really strong. You can see they're one of the few green things today. NVIDIA taking it on the chin, starting to retrace. S&P 500 in the red, Ethereum in the red, Tesla in the red, Bitcoin in the red, Meta, Facebook in the red, and Amazon in the red. So lots of red. One of the few things that is green is oil. You could see all of our featured videos on our website. Unleash market potential with key features including personalized watch lists, expert top picks, real-time market alerts, interactive live trainings, in-depth technical analysis, and vibrant group chats. You can also see our top 10 soaring stocks, top 10 crypto movers every single month, and we update it and get our dynamic chat groups, in-depth market analysis, and latest financial news. That's our website, richtv.io. Love to have you guys go there and join. All right. So here's another pick that I've been watching very closely, DAKT. They've been really bullish, kind of been selling off a little bit, having a nice day today at 4%. Put them on your radar, put them on your watch list. A company that I think has huge potential, okay? Huge potential for DAKT. All right. Let's see here. All right. And another company that I've been talking to you guys about is RML, Rosoro Mining, and they are just sitting around 40 cents, and they've been up and down and stuck in that zone. Here's oil. Oil has been on a tear. I am invested in COMT, an oil ETF. That's also doing really well. I'm very proud of that. They have a very big dividend, around 30% annually. And they've been going up with the price of oil going up. So you can see here the price of oil has been really, really bullish. If we take a look at the 1-year chart, you can see oil is trading just under a 1-year high. And for this year so far, you can see that they are trading at around a high for this year. And in the last year, you can see that they're pretty close to a 1-year high as well. I think they hit a 1-year high in October of last year, right around $92. We're sitting at $87 on oil, and they just continue to go higher. A lot of analysts are giving oil a $95 price point for the end of this year. So still a lot of room for oil to grow, maybe another $8 from here based on the analysis of industry experts. So oil is heating up. And with us going into the fall and the winter, where typically seasonality, the price of oil and gas goes up, people use more oil and more gas to heat their homes. So the price of oil will typically go higher in the fall and in the winter, and we are about to get into those seasons. So watch oil very closely. I've got it on my radar, and I've got it on my watch list. All right, let's take a look at another pick that's doing well today, APLT. APLT right now up 38%. Another one you can see, they gave us the buy signal here. Our indicators told us to buy. They went up. Then the indicators told us to sell. It came back down. Then they said to buy. Then they said to sell. Then they said to buy. Then they said to sell. And these indicators have been pretty bang on. So this last indicator gave us a sell target and it came down. Now it's starting to go up. I'm going to wait for my indicators to tell me what to do next. But APLT up 38% right now. Put it on your radar and put it on your watch list. All right, let's see what else is making moves today and what else is on my radar for us to look at. Let's take a look here. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. So I've been watching Bitcoin very closely. Full disclosure, I am a holder of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin is my largest crypto holding. Ethereum is my second largest crypto holding. And I'm a fan of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Full disclosure, I want to make sure everyone is aware of that. And I'm not telling you guys when I talk about Bitcoin to go out and buy Bitcoin. I want you guys to do your own due diligence, your own research, and make your own decisions, okay? Do your own due diligence, your own research, and make your own decisions. I'd love to know what you think. I'd like to know what you're thinking. I'd like to know, are you planning to buy Bitcoin? Do you own Bitcoin? How do you plan to get exposure to Bitcoin? But full disclosure, I'm a holder of Bitcoin. I'm an owner of Bitcoin. And I believe everybody should have some exposure to Bitcoin in their portfolio. Something I believe. I've always believed it. I've always thought it. And I think that if you are really serious about getting into crypto, then you should own Bitcoin. Right off the bat, that's what I think. That's my opinion. And no one's going to be able to change that. Okay. So right off the bat, that's what I believe. And so that's why I talk about Bitcoin every single day. Okay. I talk about Bitcoin every single day, and I'm going to continue to, because I'm a believer, I'm a holder, and I'm a fan of Bitcoin. And I believe I always will be, unless something catastrophic happens. I believe that I'll always be a fan and an investor in Bitcoin. All right. So now when it comes to investing, I think it's extremely important for investors to understand what they're investing in, why they're investing in it, and what it's doing. So what is the problem with Bitcoin? Why is it struggling? There's a lot of reasons why it's struggling right now. One of the major reasons is that it doesn't have any catalysts. So you can see here in the Fibonacci that Bitcoin is right at the bottom and it's in a buy zone. But why is Bitcoin in the bottom? The SEC has come out and said that Bitcoin is most likely not going to get an approval on a Bitcoin spot ETF this year. They're going to keep delaying it and they want to push it until 2024. So because of that, there really is no major catalyst for Bitcoin right now, meaning there's no reason for someone to go and buy Bitcoin today because there's no reason for the Bitcoin to go higher. There is no real catalyst that's going to drive Bitcoin higher right now. So I think there's a lot of retail investors that are selling their Bitcoin, short-term investors that are selling their Bitcoin, thinking, I'm going to put my money in something else and I'll come back to Bitcoin next year when there's tons of catalysts. There's Bitcoin halving in March of 2024, which is a massive catalyst. And there's, I think, 7 Bitcoin spot ETFs looking for approval, which could be combined with Bitcoin halving, huge catalyst for Bitcoin moving forward in 2024. So I think 2024 is going to be a banner year for Bitcoin. There's so many catalysts, but they've all been pushed to 2024. So because they've been pushed to 2024, what is the reason to buy it now? Feels like we've got a little bit of a gap where there's not going to be any real catalyst to drive Bitcoin higher. So we're probably going to see it kind of trade up and down and sideways for the next little while. Now, seasonality says that September is also not a very good month historically for Bitcoin. You can go back all the last 14 years of Bitcoin's existence and see that Bitcoin typically does not perform well in September. However, as well as they do not perform in September, Bitcoin does perform extremely well typically in in November and October. So even though Bitcoin doesn't do very well in the summer months and in September, which you can see it hasn't, it does really well typically in October and November. So I think what we're going to see here is a pullback for this month, which we've started to see already. And I believe that that's going to set us up for a nice move back up in October and November, with investors positioning themselves and preparing themselves for Bitcoin halving and those approvals in Bitcoin spot ETFs in early 2024, which really sets us up for a massive start for 2024 for Bitcoin, which is one of the reasons why I'm all in on Bitcoin. I'm a huge fan, and I physically own Bitcoin and Ethereum as well as other coins. And these are the reasons why I believe everybody should be aware of what's going on with Bitcoin right now, because these next 6 to 24 months for Bitcoin, I believe, are going to be banner months for Bitcoin. I think it's going to set Bitcoin up to do extremely well. I think it's going to set Bitcoin up to hit all-time highs. I think it's going to set Bitcoin up to get more institutional adoption. I think you're going to see more high net worth investors. You're going to see more big, large public companies investing in Bitcoin. I think you're going to see more governments adopting Bitcoin. So there's going to be tons of catalysts and tons of adoption for Bitcoin over the next 6 to 24 months. I think after that, and I do believe that over the next 24 months, you're going to want to sell your Bitcoin, because I believe that there will be a drop after all of this excitement and all of this enthusiasm. I believe there will be a drop in the price of Bitcoin. So my plan is to really kind of set myself up to sell by the fall of 2025. That's my plan. So my plan is by the fall of 2025 that I will be looking to sell my Bitcoin, take my profits in Bitcoin and Ethereum. At that point, sit in cash for a drop in 2026 in Bitcoin. Typically, the year after its bull market, we see a 70% drop in the price of Bitcoin, like we saw last year in 2022. Bitcoin dropped from 69,000 to 15,000. So I believe in 2026, after the next bull market, which has started this year, and we're going to see it consistently move up next year and the year after. And I think that that would be a great time to sell. And then 2026 would be the time to buy it again after it drops 70%. Now, the question is, where will it be in 2025? So based on the chart, and we go to the all-time chart, you can see Bitcoin hit an all-time high of 69,000 in November of 2021, followed by a massive drop of 70% in 2022. Now we're starting to see this move back up in 2023 as it starts its next bull run. So I believe 2024 goes higher, 2025 it goes higher. And based on the fact that it's been as high as 69,000, I believe that we're going to see Bitcoin back to all-time highs in 2024 and 2025. Now, how high will it go? Nobody knows. But based on what it's done in the past, I believe that Bitcoin will go to at least $100,000 a coin. Some people believe it's going to go to 150,000. Some believe it's going to go to 200,000. Some believe it's going to go to 250,000. Some believe it's going to go to 300,000. Some believe it's even going to go to 350,000. But I believe that it's going to go to 100,000. That's me being very, very realistic, looking at the chart, looking at the all-time chart, looking at where it's been, where it is today, and where it's going. And the fact that in 2021, we hit all-time highs of 69,000 after a 3-year bull market. I look at this year like 2019, the first year of a 3-year bull market, which is really right here, this move right here. And if you look at the move we're having right here, this year, it's very similar to the move that we had in 2019. So I think we're setting up for a massive, massive move. How high, I'm not sure. But based on me being very technical, I believe because we saw a move from 20,000 to an all-time high of 69, I think we're going to see a move from 69 to an all-time high of at least 100, maybe 150. That's what I think is going to happen. I might be wrong. I might be right. Stay tuned. Get your popcorn ready. We will find out where it's going to go, but it's going to take a little time, and we're going to have to be patient to see where it's going to go from here. Now, I'm also very, very bullish on Ethereum. Okay. I'm very bullish on Ethereum. It's also my second largest crypto holding. And you can see Ethereum has a very similar pattern where it goes up for 3 years and drops 70% for one. Last year was its 70% drop from 4,800 all the way down to 900. And now it's already moved back up this year, back to 1,600. But this is the first year of a 3-year bull market. And I believe if Bitcoin hits 100,000, that we will see Ethereum at between 7,500 and 10,000, which I'd be really happy with because, full disclosure, Ethereum is my second largest crypto holding. So the symbol for Ethereum is ETH. And I believe if you want to own crypto, you should start by owning Bitcoin and Ethereum because they are the two largest cryptos as far as market cap in the world. And I really believe as an investor, if you want to be a long-term quality investor that's built to last, that builds a strong, successful portfolio that isn't going to just disappear overnight because you invested in a bunch of penny stocks and meme coins that go up and then go down. If you want to build a portfolio that's built to last, you need to own quality companies. So my opinion is you need to own the top 2 companies in every industry. You want to get into oil and gas? Buy the top 2 stocks in oil and gas. You want to get into gold? Buy the top 2 stocks in gold. You want to get into electric vehicles? You want to own Tesla, right? That's the #1 electric vehicle company in the world. You want to get into AI? You want to own NVIDIA, right? Because NVIDIA is the largest AI stock in the world. So in my opinion, if you want to own crypto, you start with Bitcoin and Ethereum first, get a nice position in those two before you think about any other cryptos, because those are the 2 largest cryptos as far as market cap in the world. In fact, Bitcoin and Ethereum combined are about 70% of the entire crypto world. That's 1.8 million coins. 2 coins, Bitcoin and Ethereum, are 70% of the entire market of the crypto space. Let that sink in. 2 cryptos, Bitcoin and Ethereum, are 70% of the entire crypto world combined. The other 1.8 million coins add up to the entire other 30% of the entire crypto market. So when you really own crypto, you can't really consider yourself an owner of crypto, in my opinion, unless you own Bitcoin and Ethereum. In my opinion, everyone should try to own at least one Bitcoin and one Ethereum. That is my opinion. Now, it's not easy. It's not easy to do. And I'm not saying it's possible for everybody. It's not. But if you want to get in the crypto game, my advice to you is try to own one Bitcoin and one Ethereum. And this is what I tell everybody that I talk to. This is the advice I give everybody that I talk to. And when you start in crypto, you should start with Bitcoin and Ethereum before you get into any of the other coins, because as you get into smaller coins, they get way more risky. Okay? All right. So those are two of the coins that I wanted to talk to you about that I think have huge, 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 huge potential. And of course, full disclosure, I am a holder of both. Now, speaking of stocks that have huge potential, I love Tesla. I'm a huge fan of Tesla. I've already bought and sold Tesla this year, made money on it. Very, very happy with Tesla. But now I keep showing you guys Tesla because I'm looking to buy back in. But it just hasn't given me an opportunity because the price of Tesla is up from the beginning of this year 150%. Tesla started the year at $100. We're now at $250. So this asset is already up 150%. It's a massive, massive, massive asset that has huge potential. And it is the leader in the world of electric vehicles. It also is a holder of Bitcoin. So it's going to trade a little bit with the price of Bitcoin as well. But it also has the richest man in the world, Elon Musk, at the helm. That has a lot to do with their success as well. So I really like this stock, but I just don't want to buy it right now. It's a little bit too high for my liking, but it's one that I really like, and I think it has tons of potential. And if and when it gets a little bit lower, maybe under $200, then I would be looking to position myself in Tesla. All right, this is another stock that I've been watching closely lately and has been doing quite well, Tilray. So what's happening is the Drug Enforcement Agency, the DEA in America, is considering moving cannabis from a Schedule 1 drug where it's considered similar to heroin to a Schedule 3 drug where it would be then considered a lot less potent, a lot less dangerous, and more considered for medicinal purposes. This has been a huge catalyst, and you can see here in the price of Tilray that it hit a bottom of $1.50, and we're now at $2.96. So it's pretty much doubled from this bottom, which was in June. So it's come down and started to go back up. Very, very risky, extremely volatile. All cannabis stocks are very, very risky and very, very volatile. But I think this is a very good sign for the cannabis sector. And I think we need to watch cannabis stocks right now because a lot of them have pretty much doubled in the last couple months. So that's a good sign that they're starting to come back to life and that there's interest coming back into them. Because when you look at the all-time highs of these cannabis stocks, it's just crazy. Like Tilray has been much, much, much higher and consolidated and condensed to these lower levels. So the upside is tremendous from here. And I think that these are the types of companies that everyone should start looking at. Now, I've also been looking at companies with massive dividends because I think this is where you need to become a little bit defensive as an investor. So I found this here. This is a very interesting ETF. This is a Tesla ETF. And because I'm a very big fan of Tesla, I thought, well, what if I could get my hands on a Tesla ETF? This ETF pays a huge dividend, an absolutely enormous dividend, one of the largest dividends I have ever seen. The dividend yield for TSLY is between 40 and 60%. It shows here on TradingView that it's 61% dividend, literally one of the largest dividends I've ever seen. Why? Because the price of Tesla. Tesla has been going up. It's up 150% this year. So if you want to make money with Tesla without actually physically buying Tesla, take a look at TSLY. Super risky. Not telling you it's not risky. It's been up and down, very volatile. But if you're looking to park your money long-term in something, but collect a dividend, I think TSLY looks really interesting. And if you want exposure to Tesla without actually physically buying Tesla, I think this is a good way to get into Tesla and collect a dividend. And the price is right, but you can see TSLY, it's been a little bit lower. It's been as low as 12 bucks, currently at 14, and it's been as high as 20. So it's a way to get in without buying Tesla up 150% on the year. It's still kind of cheap because it's been as low as 12. It's at 14 right now. And it's been as high as 20. And it's going to give you a massive dividend. It does go up and down, but I've seen different numbers between 48% and 61% of what they're paying right now. And they pay monthly. So imagine you put 10 grand into this, you can get paid monthly. And at the end of the year, make anywhere from, on your $10,000 investment, $4,000 to $6,000 a year in dividend payments, while you also have a chance to get the upside on the stock, on the ETF. So if the ETF jumps back to 20 bucks, now at the end of the year, you can collect your dividend and sell the stock, sell the ETF, and collect your upside on the ETF. So this is another way to play Tesla, collect a massive dividend, and get exposure to Tesla, but also collect a massive dividend. And it's one that I'm very interested in. I've never bought this before. I actually found out about this yesterday, doing a lot of research, and I think it has a lot of potential, and I like it. So I don't own it, but if I buy it, I definitely will let you know and tell you what I think. Hey, DigiVest says, yo, Rich, what do you think of MJ stocks right now? Great question. I like them. I think that they're heating up because of the fact that they are being considered a Schedule 3 drug in America as opposed to a Schedule 1. And I think that that's a huge catalyst for cannabis stocks in America. So I think that if you're looking to get into cannabis stocks, you need to get into the best quality names, the ones with the tight share structure, a strong management team, a good debt to equity ratio, and companies that are undervalued, that have a future with money in the bank. So that's why I like Tilray. I also like, there's a few that I like. I like Grow Generation Corp. I like Tilray. I like Scott's Miracle Grow. I like IIPR. So there's a few that I like. Those are the more quality names, the bigger names. I also like True Leaf Cannabis, another big name, quality name. So I think that you want to start there with the quality names, the bigger names, companies that have done well in the past, consolidated, still have strong balance sheets, that don't have too much of a burn rate. Because one of the problems that the cannabis sector has had is that they've had a massive burn rate. And most of these companies are just losing way too much money. They've had massive drawdowns. They've had to close down facilities, shut down different facilities. So there's been massive losses in the cannabis sector. And that's why a lot of these stocks have struggled. So please proceed with caution. They're very, very risky. But I do believe that now is the time to look into them. Here's True Leaf Cannabis, TCNNF. And you can see when you look at their year to date that they were much higher. They've come back down, and they've just recently started to show some life, as you can see here, with this huge spike from 350 zone to now 643 in literally a short period of time. So that shows me that, and you can see my indicator did give a buy signal here. We were in the buy zone in the RSI, and the MACD also gave me a buy signal right here at $4, and the buy signal was correct. So you can see right now that they've been extremely bullish since the end of August. So in the last week, we've seen True Leaf literally go up about 100%. Here, let me see my ruler here. We've seen True Leaf go up, 93% in just a few days. In just a few days, we've seen True Leaf go up 90% in literally a week. So I think that's extremely bullish. But I don't trust cannabis stocks 100% anymore because of some of the things that they've gone through. So I think you need to proceed with caution. Be very, very careful. All right, this is another dividend stock. So in my dividend stock analysis, this is another one that I found that is extremely interesting. I do own COMT that pays a 30% dividend and goes up and down based on metals, mining, and oil and gas futures. This is COMB, and they're very similar. They are also commodities. So they're going up and down based on commodities. They're investing in commodities like metals and oil and gas as well. And they also pay a massive dividend. So this is another one that I'm very, very interested in. I think everybody should start learning about dividend investing in this market environment and learning how to grow your wealth with dividends. It's a safe way to invest. It's a great way for long-term investors to make money. And it's a great way to make money while the market is starting to find its way. And these guys are paying a 31% dividend. So to put that in perspective, if you put $10,000 into this ETF, at the end of the year, you would make $3,000 in dividends. You put 100 grand into this ETF, at the end of the year, you're going to get $30,000 in dividends. I love that type of investing, especially right now with the market conditions and the way the market is. I believe you need to have some dividends in your portfolio to really protect you against volatility, to protect you against downward pressure, to protect you against stocks that maybe are not performing well. They are a great way to beef up your portfolio and make money holding long, which is something that I've really been doing a lot of. And I'm looking to diversify even more by owning more of these types of assets. So very, very interested in COMB. And I think everyone should put it on their radar and put it on their watch list. This is COMT. This is one that I own, and you can see what it's done this year. Came down with the price of oil and been just up and down all year, and now starting to climb as the price of oil is also starting to climb. So one of the reasons why I really like COMT, so I'm getting a massive dividend payment in December, which I've been waiting for all year, which I'm going to still have to hold for a few more months, but the payout will be worth it because it's about 30%. Big payout. And I'm up on my investment as well. So I've been buying this at $27 and $28 all year. We're now at $29. So I'm up on my investment, thousands of dollars. Plus, I'm going to get a nice dividend payment. I have a large investment in this. I'm going to have a nice dividend payment in the end or around mid-December. So you get your dividend payment. Plus, if the stock is up, once I get my dividend payment, I could sell and pull out the proceeds that I've made on the price of COMT going up as well. So it's a double win when you invest in dividends if you can get in at the right price, at the right time, in a good quality dividend stock. You can collect your dividends. Plus, once you get your dividend payout, if your stock is up, you can sell your stock and you're getting paid twice. This is why I love dividends and why I think everybody should be looking into dividends. Here's another dividend payer, KLIP. I think this is one that everyone should be aware of. Put it on your radar, put it on your watch list. Look at the one-year chart. You can see it's actually been going down, which is why I think this might be the time to position yourself, because there's some major institutions getting into this. Now, this is a China internet ETF, way more risky. I don't own it, but the dividend yield is one of the biggest I've ever seen. A 59% dividend yield for KLIP. That's right, a 59% dividend yield for KLIP. So put it on your radar, put it on your watch list. KLIP, a company that I think has one of the biggest dividend payouts I've ever seen. Super risky, and China has struggled this year. That's why you see this ETF is going down. But if you're looking for large dividends, it's going to be very hard to find anything higher than this. KLIP, 59% dividend yield year over year. All right, let me see. What else do I got here? All right, so this is LPG, another dividend yield payer that has a nice dividend yield. I think it's a little bit smaller. I don't remember their exact dividend yield. This one, LPG, I think it was about 8 or 9%, but still a good dividend yield. LPG, another quality company, put on your radar, put on your watch list. I think it actually might be about 8 or 9% dividend. It doesn't show here on TradingView, but it's another one that came on my radar that pays a nice dividend yield, and another one that I think you should be aware of. All right, what else pays a nice dividend? All right, I've got more. Hold on, let me just quickly find this for you. I got so many. Okay, so here's another one. KBA. Oh, they don't got it here in TradingView. Another one with a massive dividend. It's also a China one. KBA pays a 53% dividend, massive dividend for KBA. Another one is BNDD. BNDD. All right. So this is quadratic deflation ETF, BNDD. These guys also have a 41% dividend, a 41% dividend for BNDD. You can see they've also dropped. So when I look at this, I say, oh, well, maybe now's the time to get in. They're at a bottom. They pay a 41% dividend. So definitely very interesting, and one that I'm watching very, very closely, that I think has a lot of potential with a 41% dividend, BNDD. All right, let me show you some more. Let me show you some more here. HCOM. HCOM. HC. There it is. HCOM. Another dividend yielding stock, ETCOM. Harvard Schroeder's Commodity Strategy ETF. These guys pay a dividend of 38%. Now, these dividends are very, very risky. They go up or it's not going to go down. I have no idea where it's going to go. I've just been learning about these dividend players myself, but I wanted to bring it to your attention because I'm very interested in all of them, positions to my portfolio. So HCO, a 38% dividend as well. So a 38% dividend for H. Hey, Rob, my pleasure, buddy. You know what I'm going to do? I'll type them up for you. So HCOM, BNDD. It's just research, brother. Always looking for new deals, always looking for better deals, always looking for big companies that are explosive, looking for penny stocks. Every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, I'm literally in these markets. So these are all the top dividend players that I've been sharing with you guys today. Now remember, proceed with caution. These are not guaranteed winners. There's no guarantees in any investment, okay? Anyone that tries to tell you that anything is guaranteed is lying to you. There is no guarantees, but these are all dividend players that I've been researching, that I like a lot, that I think have lots of potential. And full disclosure, I own a large position in COMT, okay? I'm not telling you to go immediately buy it. That's not why I'm doing this. I just want you to be aware of it. I want you to know about it. And I want you to do your own due diligence. And hopefully in the future, you can come back and say, hey, Rich, I like this one, or I don't like this one for this reason or that reason. You need to let me know. Why do you like it? Why do you not like it? Are you buying it? Why are you buying it? So we can have an intelligent conversation about it and make good investing decisions. That's what we're here to do here at Rich TV Live. We want to educate you, entertain you, empower you. We want to bring CEOs on so you can learn about those companies and make good investing decisions. Okay. I must remind you that Rich TV Live is strictly for information and education purposes. Please do your due diligence, do your research before you invest in anything we talk about or discuss. And past performance is not always an indication of future results. I don't stand there holding up Bitcoin, holding up stocks, and making sure that you can win in your trades. I'm an investor just like you guys. I win on trades and I lose on trades. I make good investments. I make bad investments. As I get older and as I mature, I'm starting to realize that I don't have much of an appetite to lose anymore. I don't want to lose. I don't like to lose. So I'm starting to invest in more sure things. So what did I do this year? I bought Apple, sold Apple, made profit. Bought Tesla, sold Tesla, made profit. Bought Google, sold Google, made profit. Bought Amazon, sold Amazon, made profit. These are the types of trades that I'm getting more and more comfortable in making. I've also bought and sold some penny stocks, bought and sold some cryptos, bought and sold some NFTs, and I'm always going to do that too. But I'm starting to put more bigger money in bigger investments, more money into dividends, more money into large caps, more money into quality names, as opposed to putting big money into small names looking for a miracle. I'm actually changing my mentality of big money in the big names to secure my portfolio. I'm really about 85% now large caps, 15% risk in small caps. I might even be higher than 85%, but I really believe it's important that everybody has big quality names in their portfolio to solidify their portfolio and strengthen their portfolio and protect their portfolio against volatility, against downward pressure, against anything that can go wrong, a recession, a depression, an economic collapse. All of this is possible in today's day and age with everything that's going on in the economy. So once I started investing in dividends, I started to fall in love with them. I started to realize like dividends is a great way to invest, because if I lose money here, but I make money here, I can literally call it a wash in my portfolio. So it's literally protecting me. And if I win on other investments and I'm making dividends, then it's a win-win. So dividend investing protects me against downward pressure on losses in my portfolio. It also protects me with wins because it's a double win when I win. Because if COMT, which I'm up on, continues to go up and I sell it, I can make money selling the ETF and I can collect my dividend and make money on my dividends. So a dividend investment is potentially a double win. But you got to make sure you have a good entry point, because if you get in at the top, even an ETF can go back down, like I showed you guys on the charts. They can go back down too. So you have to make sure that when you're buying anything and everything when they're down. It's just like buying stocks, buying crypto, and buying real estate. You want to buy when they're down so that you give yourself a chance to collect the dividend and you give yourself a chance to get upside in the ETF or in the stock when they do go up. That way you have a chance to have a double win. And as an investor, there's really nothing better than getting a double win. All right. So I've given you guys a bunch of dividends. I've given you guys some top stocks in the day. I've given you guys some cryptos that I really like. I shared with you guys some ideas about cannabis stocks and different things that I'm looking at in the market. Let's just quickly take a look at some of the major players. Once again, Pally up 126% of the day. We'll see if they finish the day off strong, but there could be a little sneak attack here at the end of the day with Pally, like we had with Verb yesterday. I'll watch very closely for that. And NBSE currently up 106% on the day. The two biggest movers of the day, PALI and NBSE. Two biggest movers of the day. Two big movers. Both penny stocks. The day. day, NBSE and PALI. Okay, so I did put on YouTube the high dividend yielders, HCOM, BNDD, COMB, KLIP, COMT, and TSLY. And the two biggest penny stock movers of the day, NBSE and PALI. And every single day, I watch the entire markets, pre-market, after market, during the market. I watch all the stocks, all the cryptos, all the news, all day, every day, 24 hours a day. And then what I do is I share those ideas on our website with my VIP members first. Then I share it all over social media with our community and free members all over social media as much as I can. Excuse me. And then I try to go live as much as I can, as much as possible, to talk about what's going on in the markets, what's hot, what's not, give you my analysis, talk about the top stocks, talk about the top crypto, and talk about what's going on in the economy. I try to do this as much as possible every single day. And I think that we're going to continue to do more and more of this as we continue to progress. Now, I have a few more dividend payers for you that I'm going to show you before we say goodbye. So let's take a look at some more. So another one is SARK. This is actually the ARK Cathie Wood Innovation ETF. It's the short ARK ETF, SASK, which has actually performed well this year. The short ARK ETF, SARK. So this is an interesting way to play an ETF. It's a short, the ARK ETF, which you can see has actually gone down because the ARK ETF this year has gone up. So it actually hasn't been a successful trade. However, last year, the ARK ETF got destroyed and SARK went up. So just kind of depends. But if you're looking to short Cathie Wood's ETF, this is a way to do it. It's the short Cathie Wood ARK ETF, SARK, and they pay a dividend yield of 38%. So a 38% dividend yield, a very nice dividend yield for SARK, which is shorting the ARK ETF. Now, another thing you can do is you can play the ARK ETF with OARK. OARK is the Innovation Option Income ETF strategy, which is actually investing in the ARK ETF, which it's actually come down this year too, but they also pay a dividend of 35%. So SARK pays 38% and OARK pays 35%. So those are two more dividend paying ETFs that pay very high yields that you might want to use depending on your investment strategy. So this is why you don't just buy something. You have to kind of have an investment strategy and have a plan. You got to know what your plan is and you got to stick to your plan. And if you stick to your plan, you can have great success. Here's another one that I really like, CCRV. Here's CCRV, iShares Commodity Curve Carry Strategy ETF. Another one that pays a 31% dividend, and another one that I'm personally interested in buying, very similar to COMT, which I own and I hold. iShares Commodity Curve Carry Strategy ETF. One of the reasons why I like this company is that one of the major stakeholders in this company, I believe, is the US government. So the US government has a major stake in CCRV. Another dividend payer that pays a 31% dividend. So similar to COMT, which I really like, and similar to COMB, which I really like, is CCRV, which I really like, which pays a 31% dividend. So those are three that I like the most right now. COMT, especially with oil being hot, COMB, and CCRV all pay around a 30 to 31% dividend. All of them are tied into futures. oil and gas, metals like gold. I think those are really good quality ETFs that have a chance to go up because the price of gold can go higher, the price of oil and gas can go higher, the price of precious metals can go higher in this economic environment with a lot of volatility. And they pay a massive dividend, so you have a chance to get a double win. And I love winning. But when you can win double, that is one of the greatest things ever. Okay? So put on your radar CCRV. And then the other one that I'm very interested in out of all of these, and I've given you a lot of them today, but another one that I'm very interested in, which I told you about, is TSLY, because that's a way to play Tesla. And I love Tesla, but I don't want to buy Tesla right now because it's at $250. So instead of buying Tesla right now at $250, I could buy TSLY, collect a 40 to 60% dividend, which is paid monthly. And this is a way to collect money while investing and getting exposure to Tesla. And with it being down, with this ETF being down, which means if Tesla goes back up, this ETF will go back up and you can make money by selling the ETF and by holding, when you hold it, by collecting your monthly dividend, which is very high. Typically, the payout ratio is between 48% to 61% a month. Unreal. Like I've never seen anything like it. So massive dividend potential with TSLY. And I wanted to share with you guys all of this work that I've been finding, all of my research. And I hope you guys learned a lot from today's show. Hopefully you guys like what you've seen. Hopefully you guys are enjoying Rich TV Live. I must remind you guys that everything we talk about is strictly for information and education purposes. Please do your due diligence research before you invest in anything that I've talked about today, anything that I've discussed today. Past performance is not always an indicator of results. I can't guarantee you that any of these stocks, these cryptos are going to go up. But what I can guarantee you is every single day when I come here, I can show you guys what I'm learning, teach you what I've learned, share with you, and hopefully you guys will continue to learn and you guys will have fun and make money here on Rich TV. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. The most, your boy Rich from Rich TV Live. If you're not winning, you're probably not watching. We bring the winners, CEO interview, breaking news, trending topics, and we bring it to you first. I'm your boy Rich from Rich TV Live saying, have a great day, everybody. We'll see you soon. Peace.